And joining us today is Mr. Amir Shubaki, the economist and specialist in oil and energy affairs, to discuss the recent energy sector developments after OPEC Plus' recent decision to extend production cuts. Mr. Shubaki, thank you for joining us. Now, what are the primary reasons behind OPEC's decision to extend the production cuts? Is it primarily driven by concerns about global demand or geopolitical factors, or are there other considerations?
Thank you. I think, yes, there are many considerations, in fact, in the markets, the most important of which is the uncertainty in global demand and, in fact, as well, the what's available right now of the surplus of oil, which led OPEC to cut the voluntary production, which was in fact projected in the economic package in China. And in fact, it doesn't seem that it really has affected the Chinese economy significantly. And as well, we have a presidential election still pending, and we are still waiting to see what is going to unfold on the global economic demand. And so I believe that really this was a very crucial step for the OPEC.
Well, speaking of the presidential elections, how will the U.S. presidential election and potential changes in the U.S. energy policy impact OPEC Plus's decision and the global oil market, especially that it might have an effect, the results of the election might have an effect on the value of the U.S. dollar?
Yes, in fact, right now we are talking now we are having a world that is watching closely the results of the presidential elections of the United States. It's not just the United States that is waiting for these results. In fact, global markets are ardently waiting to see the results of the U.S. presidential elections. In fact, whether Kamala or Donald Trump wins, in fact, a lot of disparities are going to occur. In fact, there is a huge disparity between the two policies of these two potential presidents. And in fact, the American economic policy is going to change radically, which is going to reflect heavily on oil markets specifically, and as well when it comes to energy sector. In fact, Trump kept on saying one word: drinking and drinking and drinking. In fact, he was speaking about producing surpluses of oil in the United States and specifically in Alaska, because a lot of projects were suspended, and Trump is in fact planning to reopen and re-inaugurate these projects. Like drilling locations and all these projects Trump is planning to revitalize again. And as well, Trump might even lead the United States to withdraw from the conferences of parties, the future conferences of parties on climate change. And this definitely will lead the United States to shed its commitments towards carbon emission reductions. And so when if Trump wins, we're going to see a lot of oil production and less oil prices. So definitely this is something we're going to perceive.
Then, Mr. Shubaki, what are the potential implications of this decision for the energy security of various countries, especially those who are heavily reliant on oil imports?
The states, a bigger role for the states means a bigger role for oil companies and American oil companies. We have Brazil, Guyana, and Latin America, and other countries that in fact are going to suffer from this. In fact, a lot of countries are going to suffer from this as well. Russia, its revenues might get affected negatively if oil prices decreased. And so there are a lot of interconnections here happening, and a lot of changes, economic changes that are going to be carried out on a global scale if Trump rose to power.
Mr. Amir Shubeki, the economist and specialist in oil and energy affairs, thank you very much, sir, for joining us.